Hello, welcome to my blush swatch party. It's kind of hard to say, blush swatch party. I mentioned in my inventory video that I have a lot of blush and I'm actually perfectly fine with it because I love blush. I love having so many different types of colors. But recently, especially with the fact that I've acquired quite a few face palettes in the past couple of years, I don't think I have a very good understanding of the spectrum and the variety of shades that I have. This was something I was just gonna do on my own, kind of going through and swatching everything on a piece of white paper to compare them, see if there's a lot of overlap. And I thought, you know what, this would be fun to film and maybe share with others. I highly recommend doing this. If you feel a little overwhelmed with what you have, or maybe you just don't feel like you have a very good working knowledge of everything you have, this can be done across all different types of categories. I think if this exercise is beneficial and goes well, I'll likely do this for my lip products, like my lipsticks, since I have so many now. Maybe with my eyeshadows too. And on top of that, I've just had a real inkling to dip my fingers in everything and play around. And I think this is just gonna be really helpful for me to fully understand what I have. Especially with these face palettes, I feel like the blushes in here kind of just get lost. I'm going to swatch them out on these pieces of paper. With the number of blushes I have, I think I can fit 18 squares, 18 swatches on each piece and be able to have everything neatly organized on these two pieces of paper. I folded this one and already separated it into 18 compartments by folding it and outlining the squares with a pen. And I'm gonna quickly do that on this side, but I'll do it with you in case you would like to see. First, I start by folding the paper in half, and then each half I fold into thirds. And this one, it's not as exact of a science. I remember in school when we were younger, when we were like learning how to mail a letter and even write a check. I don't remember when we were doing that, but I think it was sometime in elementary school. I remember having so much trouble learning how to fold a piece of paper in thirds in order to fit it in an envelope. And I feel like I'm still struggling with that now because even now this third is like way too big. So I'm gonna refold a little smaller. There we go. So that now is in thirds, and I'm gonna do the same on the other side. Okay, now I have it in 6 long lines, and then I'm going to fold it the other way in thirds to make 18 separate compartments. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just so that there's enough room for each swatch. And I just pulled these from this notepad that I have. If you're using like printer paper or the more standard printing paper size, you can likely fit more compartments. And then I'm gonna draw the lines. Also, this NYX bronzer here, I have the shade Buttercup, which I think is the lightest shade. And this is technically a bronzer, but I've seen Sarah Rose say that she likes to use this as a blush. And I think I'm gonna try it, but I wanted to swatch it against my other stuff to see if I even had anything similar, just out of curiosity more than anything. As for how I'm going to swatch them, I think I'd like to organize them a little bit by color category or maybe even by level of pigment. Like I have some that are so pigmented and they're such a unique color that they're kind of in their own category already. So I'm gonna do my best to open these up and make them more visible. I turned on my overhead light just so that these are a little bit more true to color. I think a relatively easy category I can start with is peachy blushes. So Kiss of Pink by Bare Minerals. This is Magic Hour by M Cosmetics. I'm unsure if Ecstasy from Charlotte Tilbury would count as a peach. And I'm gonna include this Starburst shade from Lawless because it's more of an orange color. I don't know if Makeup Revolution's Beloved would count as a peach. I think that's just more of a unique color. Okay, so I'll start by going more in the brown peaches and then work my way up to the orangey peaches and maybe add the pinky peaches after that. I'm not really explaining the colors very well, but we'll see how it works out. Okay, so I have a lot of peachy colors in these palettes here. I have one in the Smashbox palette as well. Okay, so these are all of my peachy blushes. I was really surprised to see that for the 2 Natasha Denona powders from the face palettes, they look peachier in the pan than they actually are. The peachiness or that orangey coppery glow actually comes from the shimmer in them. The base colors are actually more pink. I also was surprised to see just how orange that CT Nude blush is from the Nudegasm palette from Charlotte Tilbury, and how similar the 3 Charlotte Tilbury blushes that I have that are peachy actually are side by side, and that the M Cosmetics Milk Drops are more pink than peach. I do have this Charlotte Tilbury Pinkgasm Beauty Light Wand in the shade Pinkgasm Sunset. This is a very dark color. Yeah, definitely more orange than pink. Right next to it, I'm actually gonna add the Pillow Talk wand. This I use more as a highlighter, but I think it's definitely more of a golden peach than a pink, so I think it should be included on this portion. Ooh, the light's really coming in. Actually, in natural sunlight, I think this is a little bit easier to see. I just wish the light was a little better. This is something I deal with all the time. There we go. That's a nice view of everything. You can more easily see the subtle differences, and this is a lot easier for me to navigate than if I just did this on my arm. And I'll take pictures and include those at the end with the labels, and that way you can kind of use that as reference if you ever wanted to come back to it. Okay, I tried to mitigate the shadows a little bit. Hopefully that makes it a little bit easier to see. Like I was saying, I think I'm going to swatch some of my more unique shades that I don't think can easily be compared with others and have that be its own little section, because I think I'll have a lot of these sorts of nude for me shades that have a little bit of purple. They're kind of like a little bit of a deeper pink. And I'm gonna learn my lesson from the first one and start swatches from the left to the right, because I was having a lot of trouble not rubbing the blush off my hand as I was writing. If you're left-handed, you might want to start from the opposite side. This one from Victoria Beckham. Oh gosh, I just dug my nail. This is in the shade Mini Skirt, by the way. It's beautiful. I'm gonna close my cream blushes just so that they're not exposed to the air for too long. And then I have this really hot pink diamond powder from the Natasha Denona Love Glow palette. And I have this red here from the Natasha Denona Bloom palette. This diamond powder here, it's, I don't think, supposed to be touch too much with your fingers because it hard pans pretty quickly. It just has a lot of loose glitter in it, and pushing it down with your finger just kind of is a little too much. Even just getting a tiny bit of that pink is hard to do. Yeah, I had to go in and apply it like 4 times and you're still only getting a tiny bit of that pink. So really the glitter is like the main aspect of this blush. I thought it was gonna be a lot more pink on my cheeks. And this red shade here, I'm actually testing out in my chopping block currently. And something that really surprised me is that even though it looks really red in the pan, at least on me, it pulls very pink. Yeah, if you can see that, when you actually blend it out, it pulls a lot more pink versus how red it looks in the pan. And then this PYT shade, it might not be a very unique color in itself, but I think with it being so light, I don't have a lot of blushes like that with that level of pigmentation. So I'm gonna include it in this, even though it is more of just a traditional pink. I mean, that's got some pigment to it when you build it up though. These 2 shades here from the LH Cosmetics duo, it's the Area duo, but the shades are Scope and Link. Link being the lighter shade. These are, I would consider, more unique to my blush collection because they're very purple. Like, they definitely have a mauve. They're the most mauve blushes I have. So I'm gonna put these right next to each other. And the only other unique shade I think would be this one from the Charlotte Tilbury Lightgasm palette, just because it has a really interesting purple pink base and then a gold glitter running throughout it, or a goldy sheen, I should say, because it's not glittery. And again, this is one that I expected to look more purple on my cheeks, but really when I add enough to get some of that purple, it's mostly the gold sheen that's the most noticeable on my cheeks. Ooh, I labeled the wrong section. Great. I have 11 blushes left and I only have 10 spots available on this page, so I'm gonna have to choose one that's gonna go over on this side. I'm gonna choose Buxom Seychelles, not because I think it's a peachy blush, but I think it's the most bronzy of the ones that I have left. Okay, now for the rest of these, I think I'm going to just swatch them from lightest or least pigmented to darkest. I think Tarte's gonna be one of the most pigmented ones, so I'll close that and leave that for last. Same with Rare Wisdom, I think that's gonna be one of my most pigmented ones too. I think this AOA liquid blush is going to be the least pigmented, but it's just so liquidy that I'm gonna try to build it really slowly because I don't wanna just dampen the paper and maybe disintegrate it. Yeah, this works best dotting it on. Looks like a watercolor paint. And it stained my finger, if you can see that. Yeah, this is a really interesting blush. I'll have a lot to say on this in my next chopping block update. Merit, I feel like this one is a very buildable shade. It likely could go on the peachy side. Yeah, I think that's where I'll put it. It's surprising how much more peachy it looks when I swatch it on paper. In my head, it's more of a purple color. Yeah, compared to my other peachy blushes, it seems to fit in better. Oh, wow, okay. I'm surprised. Pinkgasm from Charlotte Tilbury, when I'm swatching it along my other pink blushes, it definitely looks like it pulls more peach, like it should be on the peach page. That's interesting, almost as if the Natasha Denona blush from the Love Glow palette and the CT Pinkgasm one should be switched. These ones are fun because it kind of feels like I'm drawing on the paper with a marker. I really thought Flirt Alert from ColourPop would be more pigmented, but I'm having to build it up. This is my third time dipping back in, and now this is my fourth. In my head, I just assumed it was a lot more pigmented. And I am wiping my hands off on a washcloth between swatches, just so you know. Okay, these are the last two swatches, and then I'm done. All right, so these are all of my blushes swatched out side by side. This is with the ring light on, and this is what they look like without the ring light on. To be quite honest with you, these look a lot more similar than I thought they would. I knew that there'd be some overlap, but wow, like look at all these peachy blushes. These are all essentially the same to me, except for this one in the middle. Yeah, I thought I had more of these like purple pinks, but I guess I have more peaches than anything. Likely because a lot of the blushes in my Charlotte Tilbury face palettes tend to pull more peach. I'm surprised to see how brown that Pink Sky cream blush is from Tarte. That's really surprising. I'm gonna turn the light back on because I think it's a little more true to color. I have a few blushes out there on my wish list, and I think what I'm gonna do is go in store and swatch them on a piece of paper like this, bring it home, and then compare it with my other blushes, because I think I overestimate just how different all of my blushes are. And so in my head, I worry I'll go into a store, swatch a blush, and be like, oh yeah, this looks so different from anything I have, only to bring it home and it be almost exactly the same as something I already own. That might be my strategy moving forward. Yes, there are differences in formula, there's differences in finish, in how easy it is to build. Like these are all very heavy swatches on a blank piece of paper. That's not necessarily how these translate on my skin, but I'm still really glad I did this. I think this was very beneficial for me to get to see them all side by side like this. Now that I've done it and I know what I know now, I think I will do this with other categories in my collection. I think this would just be a fun way to almost catalog my current collection. So yeah, I hope this was fun. I would love to know if this inspires you to do this yourself. I think this is just fun overall, but if you are on a no buy or a low buy, I know a lot of people are doing that this year. This might be a fun way to look at your makeup in a new way. And if you have the same experience I'm having right now, it might deter you from buying any more products in that category because you're better able to see and appreciate what you already have. But in the meantime, that's everything I have. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope your year is going really well so far, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!